Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are zooming in and focusing in on a very important topic it is to really understand, and that is, why is the narcissist so attractive? Why is a psychopath so attractive? Why is a person with a personality disorder, who eventually we come to get to know is destructive or toxic or living a lie or something that is destructive to us, not attentive to us and not in our best interest, why are these people so attractive? And that is because in the beginning of the relationship, if you look at the beginning, there was oftentimes what we call a love bombing or an idealization phase where you had become attracted to this person. This person seemed stronger than you, in a position of authority, a position of talent, a position of affluence. Perhaps they had a certain quality or trait that you had admired and that you were attracted to. And you then basically became to a position where you over-idealized them, or you looked up to them and furthermore downcast yourself in the process. So there was not a psychological reciprocity where you were able to admire this person and they were able to admire you back. Because of their lack of empathy and their self-importance, they're not able to value you back in the same psychological reciprocity. There is not that give and take. There is not that flow of energy, currency between people. And so oftentimes we call this a disconnect. Some people might call it a generation gap, but it's really a personality gap. It's a personality conflict. The very people with whom are controlling in nature, such as a narcissist or psychopath, who control other people to be attracted to them, either through the things that they say. Oftentimes it's by dimming your strength that they get to control you, and you have to identify with them if you want to survive, especially if it's a parent figure, and this person is making your dinner, giving you your bedroom, giving you your schooling, giving you your neighborhood. You have to obey them. You have to endure. You have to suffer through that. But so you have to be attracted to them, and you have to basically cooperate and comply. And so this person, because they were there to give you, they'll basically, let you never forget that they had done this and this. And so you have to keep this over-idealized perspective of them, and that you basically are underneath. You are less than. You do not have this. It's the have and have not with which they try to create within your consciousness, within your psyche, within your psychic process, which then basically you begin to follow like a roadmap. You begin to follow like a blueprint. I am less than, I am less than, I am less than becomes embedded and ingrained and kind of repeated and reinforced and hammered into your psyche, your psychological basically being, your subconscious. And the subconscious is very powerful. It is beyond conscious awareness. So, for example, right now there are all sorts of processes going on in my body, a million cells that are dying and being reborn every minute, that are changing, that are breaking down, food into life, into the amino acids, and all these very, very, chemical basis, really a miracle of life, if you ask me. The subconscious mind is running all that. It's pumping the heart, it's moving the lungs, it's moving the energy in my body. I don't have to think, to breathe. It's taking place automatically. That's the power of the subconscious mind. So that inadvertently is receiving all these messages. You are less than, you are ugly, you are horrible, you are disgusting, you are this, and then, the force which comes into you becomes, a violation of your psyche. It becomes a violation of your I am, and basically in your unconscious. It's like, I oftentimes liken it to, as I say in my videos, like a program for a computer. It's instructed and hardwired to do a certain thing, and then it just follows suit. So the attractiveness is because of this power. You become attracted to this power, and then this position with which they're trying to create or confabulate or construct in your mind. See, but you can take down that, that attractiveness also times can be etheric energy, emotional energy. Etheric energy is that which a narcissist or psychopath might tend to create. So you might hear this person has star quality or a certain charisma, a certain, light. And this can be a positive light. It can also be a controlling light, controlling etheric energy, especially that in the psychopath. They can have a sort of aura around them that is very attractive, very magnetic, like magnet to steel. If you've ever heard, that steel attracts, iron or something, or magnets, where it comes together. It's just, there's an energetic attraction. And oftentimes there's that attraction and that pull in these relationships. So you almost can't pull yourself away. It's like an addiction. And oftentimes people who have never experienced this do not know that they had come and, up against this type of person. They don't talk about this in school. Be careful. There are psychopathic people who are this and this and this. Be careful. Protect yourself. Oftentimes it's a lesson of life. And so what I instruct you to is to realize that there's certain people that you have to become a filter to whether you should be attracted or not. And, have kind of a filter. Begin to ask the question, is this a safe person or is this a dangerous person? Is this an attractive person or is this an outer shell with which I'm being forced to believe and fall prey to a sort of false power? Are they acknowledging and accepting of me? Can they psychologically validate me in a real and trustworthy manner? Or is this a show? Is this a sham? Is this person manipulative? And really, the attractiveness can also be a physical attractiveness. Oftentimes these people are very physically attractive and they will use their charm. So when we talk about a charm, it means something that you can become fixated on or, something that you feel attracted to. And it might be kind of, a jovial attraction, a very friendly attraction. But yet this person needs to make sure that you're not paying the price for their jokes, their exploitation. You oftentimes hear, I am the, the joke is always at someone else's expense, or the relationship is at someone else's expense. That you're doing a lot of the giving, this person is doing a lot of the taking. And, it creates this codependent relationship dynamic where you are attracted and you are doing all the giving, but you're not being receiving. And so you're not feeling that same presence or safety and security in the relationship. And it's okay to explore underneath and say, why am I not, feeling this, and perhaps be bold enough and courageous enough to say, this might not be a match. This might not be a fit. And because of that, I'm not going to take this abuse and be, abused by this person, or feeling less than by this person because that's not functional for me. You should basically and ideally and realistically have an independent or, autonomous feel in the relationship. In other words, there should be this trust where you can have a boundary between yourself and this person and a mutual respect of those boundaries. In other words, I have to go home, I have to do my work. You're not made fun of, humiliated, or, distracted or deterred from what you need to do to, live your life and be able to support yourself. You have to be able to support yourself emotionally, physically, financially, and, they should not break you down, distract you, wear you down, excessive drinking or drugging that causes, this breakdown of thinking patterns. Oftentimes, people are so hyper attracted to this person that they can't even think straight, and they do it in the name of love. Oh, this must be love, and they find that they can't, do their school. They can't do their job. They can't stop texting them while they're driving. They can't satisfy their other obligations to family who really care and concern about them, who are the good people. They tend to then, drop all their friends and family for this person and kind of follow them blindly. And it's not in their best interest. So, if you're finding that you had, it's kind of like, what is the old adage, style versus content. You need to have content, substance, or no, I think it's substance versus style. I think that's it. Maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but There needs to be that heart, which I call the substance in the relationship. There needs to be that psychological reciprocity, and it's something that you can just feel. It's not like, okay, relationship, we're going to be psychologically, have psychological reciprocity today. There's something that has to be heart-centered, and the heart, there's heart in the relationship, love, love, mushy, mushy, especially in now, today, so much is done, that doesn't have heart, or doesn't have that human connection. You need to bring that back. Like Justin Timberlake, we're bringing sexy back. Don't be too shy to say, we're bringing heart back. I'm bringing love back. I'm bringing love back. I'm bringing, that validation, and where you can live the good life and you don't have to do it by feeling underneath somebody all the time. So come out from that overshadowing. Just be bold enough to have the closure within yourself and saying, you know what, I don't want to live, and I don't want to always be in a relationship where I'm constantly feeling overshadowed and feeling like a tag alone. Let me have my place. Let me have my input. Let me develop myself here and have my say and not be made fun of or negated, because that is not going to serve you in the long run. You have to kind of keep your long-range goals in mind and not just go for the short-term gratification that oftentimes is given in these narcissistic or psychopathic relationships. People stay in it for the short-term gratification, but oftentimes it leads to long-term hurt. It's peace and harmony with you here today. I hope that these videos, that they do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.